Hey guys, Alex here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's full body, no equipment workout. In this routine, we're going to be targeting all the major muscle groups, abs, arms, glutes, and thighs without the need for any weights. However, if you do want to step up the intensity for some of the moves, you can throw on a set of ankle weights. But even without the weights, you're going to feel the burn and feel those muscles working and strengthening throughout the body. This workout includes a warm-up and a cool-down, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into our warm-up. I'm going to start off on the mat with my legs crossed. You can be kneeling or you can be standing with your feet hip distance apart. We're going to stack the vertebrae one on top of the other, growing up nice and tall through the spinal column. Imagine a piece of string elevating the top of your head toward the ceiling. Shoulders are down, neck is long, chin is parallel with the floor. Let's get into some Pilates breathing here. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage, and then we're going to slowly exhale through the mouth, deflating the rib cage. Inhale, and slow controlled exhale. Nicely done. Breathing in, and letting those shoulders soften and relax as we breathe the air out. Nicely done. Let's add core engagement. So we're breathing in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage. Abdominals are relaxed. And as we exhale, we're drawing the abdominal wall in toward the spine, engaging those abdominals. Good. In through the nose. And engage the core as you breathe out. Drawing the belly button in toward the spine. Let's take one more breath like that. And as you exhale, keep the core nice and tight and relax those shoulders throughout the entire range of that exhale. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to mobilize the neck. So sitting or standing up really nice and tall. We're going to look to the right, stretching through the side of the neck. Inhale. And exhale, look to the left, stretching through the side of the neck. Inhaling to the right and exhaling to the left. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping that chin parallel with the floor as you enjoy that stretching through the sides of the neck. Good. Keep the spine nice and tall here. Let's take 2 and 1 and over to the left, back to center. Nicely done. Raise the arms overhead, palms facing forward. We're going to mobilize the shoulders here. We're going to pull down with that right elbow and lift, pull down with that left elbow and lift, and then pull elbows down together. Good. 1, keeping the shoulders level. 2, and then pull those elbows down. Good. 1 and 2. Opening through the chest, keeping the spine tall, trying not to arch the spine here as you mobilize those shoulders and elbows. Good. Pulling down with energy. And as you pull both arms together, I want you to really visualize the crown of your head lifting even higher up toward the ceiling. So you're finding length through the spine as you mobilize. Good. Let's take 2 more sets. Good. And last 1 and 2. And pull it down for 3. Nice work. Now we're going to lower the right hand down to the mat and reach up and over with the left arm. And then lower left hand down, reach up and over with the right. Good. So reaching from side to side. I want you to keep both bum cheeks down on the floor here so you can really feel the stretch from the hip all the way through the side body and out through those fingers as we mobilize the spine from side to side. Good. Let's take 3 and 2. Reach a bit further. And last 1. Nicely done. We're going to get into position to warm up the abdominals. So we're going to bend the knees, stack the vertebrae one on top of the other, and then we're going to take the hands behind the thighs, legs are hip distance apart. We're going to curve the spine into the shape of a C, inhale, And then exhale, pull the belly to spine to restack the spine. Good. Curve back, a little bit of tension on those abdominals, and then breathe out, pull navel in and straighten the spine. Good. Inhale to C curve back. Keep those legs parallel, feet in contact with the mat, and lift. Inhale and belly to spine to lift. Good. Inhale to curve back. Exhale, pull your navel in, warming up the abdominal wall. Good, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Let's take 2 more. Really pull navel in. And last one. Nicely done. Let's come down onto our forearms now. Knees are bent. We're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest and then circle the leg forward. So bring it in and circle it, extending the leg. Good. Warming up the knees here, warming up the hip. Good. We've got 2. And last one. We're going to straighten the leg and then take it out to the side, drawing a nice big circle and up. Take that leg out to the side, circle it in and up. So continuing to mobilize the hip here. Lubricating the hip joint as we circle around, and let's take 1 more. Lift up and lower down. Nice work. I'm going to switch sides here and turn in this direction so I have room to circle out on that left side. I'm going to bring the left knee in and circle the leg. So circling forward, warming up the hips and the knees. Good. Propping myself up by pushing up through those elbows so I'm not creating pressure on the spine from this position. And last one, circle it in and then take the leg out to the side. Good. You might hear a couple little pops in that hip area as you mobilize. Good. Breathe through it. Let's take 2. And final one, and lift, lower the leg and bring yourself up to a seated position. Lift those arms up nice and high, nice tall spine, and then reach forward, tapping the toes. Inhale, lift, exhale, reach forward, either touching those toes or reaching toward the toes, whatever you have the flexibility to do here. Just continuing to mobilize the spine. Let's take 3 and 2, reach a bit further, and last one, hold. Take a hold of your feet, your calves, your ankles, whatever you can reach. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Great work. Let's move into our abdominal work. So we're going to make our way down to the mat. Knees are bent. We're going to reach the arms overhead, palms facing in. You can relax your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat. We're going to start off by curling and crunching up, bringing the right knee in toward the chest, toward the forehead as you do so. So we're going to lower down and lift. Really slow here. As you come up, I want you to focus on drawing your navel tightly in toward your spine, pressing your low back into the mat, and curling up to the point where your forehead and your knee are nearly touching. Good. Getting into that Pilates breathing pattern, relaxing the abdominals as you lower and really engaging them as you lift, peeling head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. If this is strenuous on your neck, you can take your hands behind your head and move like so for a little extra support. Let's take 2 more. Curl and crunch up, keeping the tension on the abs as we hold and then lower down, switching sides. Bringing that left knee in toward the chest. Bringing the forehead up to meet that left knee. As we press low back into the mat and draw navel in. Good. Make each crunch really count
by fully engaging the core as you peel up, holding the tension on that those abs as you hold in that crunch, and then softening down with control. Good. Let's take 3 more. And last one. Nicely done. Okay, now from here, we're going to bring the legs into a tabletop position. We're going to curl and crunch up. Hands can be by your sides like so, or supporting your head. We're going to tap the right toes down and then lift, tap the left toe down. So we're alternating sides. As one foot is coming down, the other one is lifting. Keeping the tension on those abs, alternating toe taps, hinging from the hips. Good. Head rests on top of your shoulders. If you need to lower them down for a couple of reps, that's fine too. You can have head, neck, and shoulders elevated or lowered for this, whatever you have the strength for. Good. Let's take 2 and 1, and legs back to tabletop and lower down, relaxing head, neck, and shoulders. Amazing. Now we're going to come up into our crunch. We're going to hold arms by the sides or behind the head, and we're going to alternate extending legs. So pointing hard through the toes. If you're in your crunch, your head is resting on top of your shoulders. Otherwise, you're supporting your head like so, or your head is down on the mat. Good. Keep breathing, focusing on that abdominal wall, working hard. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Lower down. Now for this next one, I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm going to keep them behind my head as I curl and crunch up. And from here, keeping the elbows nice and wide, chin tucked, we're going to extend and bend. Extend and bend. Inhale and exhale to extend. Inhale, knees in. Exhale, point hard through the toes. So my legs are squeezing together here. Again, if it's too much, you can lower head, neck, and shoulders down to the mat. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling those abs working hard. Stick with it. You're doing so well. Good work. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. We're going to hold it there. Extend arms and legs in opposite directions. Reach, reach, reach. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in and hug them in close for a little breather here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you stretch out the lower back. Nice little break here before we switch our attention to our obliques. So from here, I'm going to lower both feet down to the floor. I'm going to take my left hand behind my head and extend my right arm overhead. Palm is facing in. Now you have a couple of options here. We're going to be crossing over, bringing the right elbow toward the left knee like so. Then we're going to extend arm and leg and repeat. Now your options are to keep your right foot down on the floor or to bring your right leg into tabletop for a more challenging variation. So foot down or elevated. Let's go. Crossing over. As you cross over, I want you to focus on shortening the distance between the bottom of your rib cage and your hip bone, holding for a split second as the elbow and knee tap, and then extending. Good. Really challenging yourself by picking that right shoulder blade right up off the floor. Good. Lift and cross over. Lift and cross over. You're doing so well. Nice work. And lift it up. Working into that waistline. Let's go 4 and 3. Cross it over for 2. Abs in. And final 1. Nicely done. Lower your feet to the floor. We're going to move into a side crunch series here to continue to work the left obliques. So I'm going to prop myself up on my left elbow. The left elbow is directly below the shoulder. Knees are bent. Hand can come on the hip or overhead. And we're gonna move into some side crunches here. So creating a nice long line with the body as we lift. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked. Hovering the hip just above the floor and then pushing right back up into that crunch. Good. Really cinching in the waistline, focusing on those obliques, doing the work to get that lift. Let's go 10, 9, you're doing great. 8, working that core. Keep the chest open. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Building on from there, we're going to lift the top leg like so. So we're gonna lift up and then lower down. Lift up and lower down. If that's too much, you can continue with the legs stacked in the same way that we were just moving. If you want to add the leg lift for more of a challenge, then please do so. Good. Really focusing on picking that lower hip right up off the mat as we expand into that elevated side crunch. Good. You're doing so well. Nicely done. Stick with it. We've got 5, 4, working our upper body strength here, 2, 3, 2, abs in, and final 1. Nicely done. Now we're going to move into a full side plank and we're going to hold. So the legs can be extended. If that's too much, you can hold with your knees bent in a side plank. And from your side plank, you can either have one foot down in front of the other or both feet stacked. Elbow below the shoulder, lower hip lifted, arm extended, behind the head, on the hip, whatever works for you. Breathe and hold here, in through the nose and out through the mouth, drawing that navel in, lifting, lifting, lifting. Good, hold strong. We've got 10 more seconds here. 7, 6, 5, ooh, I'm shaking. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Now I'd like you to bring your left foot in towards your inner right thigh, lift up and over, and stretch over that right leg. Stretching through the left side body. So important after we work our obliques. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now from here, we're going right into our oblique work on the other side. So we're going to bend the knees, take the right hand behind the head. We're going to bring the left arm overhead. Palm is facing in, and from here, we're going into those elbow to knee crunches. Now, foot is flat on the floor, or you can lift up into tabletop on that opposite side. Good. Crossing over with energy, cinching in the waistline every time you do so. Good. Really picking that left shoulder blade right up off the floor, working into those right obliques. Amazing. Let's go 6, cross it over for 5, belly to spine, 3, good work, 2, and final 1. Amazing. Now we're coming over onto the side body, propping ourselves up on that right forearm, right elbow below right shoulder. Really working into this waistline area here as we pick those hips up and lower, just hover them above the mat, and then lift. Good. Focusing mind on those lower obliques right now. With every repetition, we're cinching in the waistline, drawing navel toward the spine. Good work, keeping the chest nice and open. We've got 8, 7, 6, pick that hip up nice and high. 4, 2, and last one. You can either carry on with those, or you can go into the more challenging variation of lifting up with that upper leg. Good. Expanding the movement, holding for a split second. You'll feel this into your side booty area too, which is an extra added benefit. Good. Warming up those glutes a little bit here as well for our lower body work, which is coming up next. Good. You're doing so well. We've got 7, abs in, 6, hold. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Amazing. Oh, I've traveled down the mat quite a lot. So I'm going to position myself for that side plank, lifting up, getting nice and stable in that variation of side plank with the knees bent or one leg in front, and just holding strong, continuing to breathe. Inhale and exhale, engage the core, keep that lower hip lifted. Good, working those obliques, working that upper body strength. You're doing great. Keep holding. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. Breathe through it, shake through it. Stay strong for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hip. Bring the right foot in and fold over that left leg. Reaching and stretching. Stretching out the side body. Reach a bit further, folding into it. Relax your shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here we're gonna get into our side lying leg work. So I'm gonna lower down on my left side. I'm gonna support my head on my hand or my outstretched arm. So whatever feels more comfortable for you. We've got our hips stacked, legs stacked, hand is down on the mat for support. I'm gonna pick those legs up and bring them slightly forward. So we're in a pike position. Now from here, I'm going to really anchor down through this lower leg for stability. So the lower leg is switched on, the upper leg is switched on. We're going to tap the toe in front of the leg, 1, 2, tap the toes together, 1, 2, and then sweep that back leg back and tap behind the lower leg for 2. So come forward, 1, 2, together, 1, 2, and back behind, 1, 2, come forward and repeat. 1, 2, together for 2, and back behind for 2. Good work. Forward. Keeping that lower leg really stable. Keeping the torso still and stable as you move. And forward. Good. Repeating that sequence. Together, back, and then back to the front. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Good work. So keeping the leg really switched on, keeping the toes pointed. Good work. Core is engaged. It'll help with that stability. Breathing through it as you tap forward and backward. Good work. And back. Nice work. 3 more sets. 1, 2, together for 2,
back behind, keep those shoulders down away from the ears. I can feel the burn starting to build in the glutes and the thighs. I hope you can as well. Takes a little bit of coordination here, but you're doing great. Back. And let's do one more set. Forward for 2, together for 2, and back behind. Amazing work. Bring the leg to center, and we're gonna start some circles. You can keep that lower leg straight, or you can bend it for more stability, keeping the top hip stacked on top of the lower hip as you start circling the leg forward. So we're drawing circles, maybe a bit larger than a basketball in the air with that big toe. These are really challenging. You can feel the work building in those glutes and those hip stabilizers as well as the thighs. Circling forwards for 3 and 2, abs in, and last 1. Now we're going to circle backwards. I haven't done these for a while, and the burn is real in those hips and glutes. Stick with it. Keep that leg elevated, the leg nice and long, toe pointed as you circle backwards. We're focusing on that torso stability. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out the legs. Bring the heels together. Turn the toes slightly out. Now we're going to go into some heel beats here. Pressing those heels together. Imagine you've got magnets in the heels. Legs are strong and straight. Tapping the heels together. Good work. Breathing into it for 3, 2, and 1. Now you can continue with those heel taps as is, or you can pick up the level of challenge by lifting that lower leg up off the mat and continuing on. Good. We've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax those legs down. Wow, I could really feel the burn in that hip and glute area on the right side. Okay, from here we're going to switch sides. We're going to come into an all fours position and target the left glutes and thighs. So I'm going to start off at the top of my mat. Gentle micro bend in the elbows, shoulders are broad. Extend the left leg out long. We're going to keep the hips square with the mat here as we lift and lower that left leg with a focus on the left gluteus maximus and the left hamstrings. So we're lifting, squeezing the bum, and lowering down. Lift, squeeze the bum, and lower. So really focusing on a tight, controlled movement, squeezing the glutes with every lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to repeat that movement, but we're going to cross that left leg over the right and tap on a diagonal. So squeezing the bum, keeping those shoulders broad, keeping the torso really still, core engaged as we tap and lift. You can feel the burn in those glutes. Keep it up. Nice work. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're going to drop down onto the right forearm and extend that left leg out on a bit of a diagonal. And then we're going to tap and lift, tap and lift that leg out to the left. Good. Squeezing the glutes, working that side booty with every lift. Keep the neck long, keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Now we're going to bring the leg back to center. We're going to come down onto those forearms, give the wrists a little bit of a rest. And from here, we're going to extend that left leg out long. Keeping the hips square with the mat, we're going to draw those circles in the air. So we're circling in one direction. Keeping the neck long, using your big toe like a pencil in the air behind you. You've got this. Squeezing the glute in every part of that circle. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Now switch direction with those circles. Keep that leg nice and elevated. Breathing through it, keeping the core engaged. Keep circling. Let's go 4, 3, you can do it, 2, and 1. Great work. We're gonna bend at the knee, lower the knee, and lift. Slow pulses up. Lifting that big toe up toward the ceiling, keeping those hips square, squeezing the glutes, maximum engagement at the top of every lift. Good, stick with it. Good work. Keep breathing through these pulses. Let's go 5, 4, 3, lift a bit higher for 2, and final 1. Hold and squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Take the knees nice and wide and push back into a very well-deserved child's pose. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Give the body a little chance to recover before switching sides for 3, and 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now we're coming down onto the right side. Getting yourself comfortable on your outstretched arm or your hand, stacking the hips, knees, and ankles, and then piking forward into position for those toe taps. So the toes are pointed. We're really anchoring down through the lower leg. Tap 1, 2, together, 1, 2, and back behind, 1, and 2, to the front, 1, 2, nice and stable through the torso, and back behind. Good, nice control, nice pointed toes. Back behind for 2, good work, stick with it. Working that control, working that torso stability, working that mind-muscle connection. 1, 2, and back, 2, great work. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. You're doing so well. Come forward for 2, together for 2, and back for 2. 4 more sets. 1, 2. Amazing work. And bring it forward. 1, 2, together, and back. Good work. 2 more sets. You can do it. Keep tapping. Keep those legs strong and straight and those shoulders relaxed. And last set. Together for 2. Amazing. Bring the legs to parallel. Who got a bit of a foot cramp there? That's totally normal. It happens in this side lying position. I'm going to start circling forward, keeping that leg nice and long and straight. Drawing circles in the air with that big toe, keeping the hips stacked, one on top of the other. And pause, reverse direction with those circles, circling backwards, keeping the core tight and engaged as you move. Relaxing those shoulders, breathing into that burn. You can do it. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten both legs, turn the toes slightly out, connect the heels, going into those heel taps. Imagining a magnet pulling the heels together, working those glutes and thighs. Calf muscles are switched on here too because the toes are nice and pointed. Good. Stick with it for 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you want that challenge, lift that lower leg and continue with those taps. Really pressing into the mat for support and stability. Good, stick with it. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, those were super challenging. Okay, let's move into our all fours position. Press your palms down onto the floor, scoop your belly in, engage your core as you extend that right leg out long, and let's just get into those toe taps. Straight, strong leg,
focusing on the gluteus maximus, doing the work as you lift and lower that leg. Nice broad shoulders. Good. Squeeze that bum with every lift. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross that leg over bent leg, keeping the torso really stable here, keeping your torso strong and stable as we tap and lift that leg on that diagonal, feeling a different part of the bum working here, targeting the glutes from every angle. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're coming down onto that left forearm and extending that right leg over to the right and lifting and lowering into that diagonal leg lift. Toes stay pointed, leg stays long. All the muscles engaged while you keep your spine long and your neck long. No tension in those shoulders. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Now from here, we're going to come down onto those forearms, give the wrists a bit of a rest, extend and lengthen through the spine, and stretch that right leg out long, hips square with the mat, and start circling in one direction. Good. Really focus on keeping your core engaged here, not letting your torso move around too much. Isolating this work in the lower body. Glutes and hamstrings are working really hard. Last one, switch directions. Keep that leg really elevated here. Breathe through it. I know it's so tough, but we're doing great things for our glutes and thighs. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, little pulses. Big toe lifting toward the ceiling as we engage those right glutes. Good, stick with it. Make every pulse really count. Squeeze the bum. Lengthen through the spine. Last 5, give it all you've got. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Squeeze and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Glutes on fire. Take the knees nice and wide and stretch back into a child's pose. Breathing deeply, lengthening through the spine, regulating the breath. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Okay, glutes and thighs done, abs done. Now we're going to focus on our upper body muscles. So I'm going to do this whole sequence weightless. You can add ankle weights to your hands, or you can hold on to a set of hand weights. But honestly, if we're really focusing on our mind muscle connection, we don't need the weights to still get in a great sculpt. So I'm going to sit in a kneeling position. You can be standing if that's more comfortable for you. I'm going to slightly hinge forward, keeping the back flat, keeping the core engaged. I'm going to bring the arms overhead, palms facing down. Imagine you could rest a plank on your back, so you've got really nice elongated spine. You're going to pull the elbows down, knitting the shoulder blades together. Extend and pull down. So this is the thing, without using weights, you really need to be engaging the muscles with every repetition. So strong straight arms, and then draw those shoulder blades together with power and energy as you pull the elbows down. I'll take a front view. Looks like this. Really engaging as you pull those elbows down. Keep the core tight, keep the neck in line with the spine, so you don't want to be dropping your chin here or lifting your head up. Good. Pull down with power and energy. Make every repetition really count. Focusing on those upper back muscles, focusing on those shoulders. Pull it down. Stick with it. Let's pick up the pace. Good. Really activating those upper body muscles. We've got 5 and 4. Pull down for 3 and 2 and final 1. Now we're going to create goalposts with the arms. Shoulders are down, neck is long, and we're going to draw the elbows and forearms together and then widen the arms. Push them together and pull them apart. So that's really key, to be pulling and pushing again, so you're moving against your body's resistance. You're creating resistance with this push and pull. You're activating the muscles, pulling those elbows back, activating the upper back muscles, and then closing those forearms and palms tightly together to really activate the chest muscles. Keep the neck long. Move with control and resistance. Good. Opening and closing. Keeping the elbows at shoulder height, trying not to let them drop here. Try not to let your shoulders bunch up by your ears. You want a nice long neck. Chin is parallel with the floor. So even without the weight, I'm feeling this work. Good. Challenge yourself by tightening your core as you breathe out and close those arms as well. Let's go 5 and 4, 3, 2, shoulders working hard, and final 1. Okay, now from here, keeping the arms out to the side, palms facing forward, we're going to circle those elbows back. Getting deep into the shoulders. Good. Keep that chest nice and open as you circle those elbows back. Little controlled tight circles. Keep those arms elevated. Circling around the shoulder. Good. You're doing so great. I can really feel the work happening. The arms are starting to fatigue, but I'm keeping them elevated. Good. Stick with it. Keep circling, working those stabilizing muscles. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, keep the arms where they are if they can. You can drop them down for a split second if you need to, and we're just gonna pulse. Little controlled pulses, pulsing those palms up, pulsing the fingertips up toward the ceiling, keeping the arms at shoulder height or higher, keeping the spine really tall. Tighten those arms, strengthen those shoulders, and keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep pulsing. You're doing so well. Good. Lift, 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 lift. You've got this. We've got 10 more seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. And relax those arms down. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll. Nicely done. And now we're going to move into an all fours position. Come to the top of your mat. Now that we've really activated those shoulders, we're going to get into some shin lifts. So I want us to really be pushing the mat away. We don't want to be collapsing at all during this move. So always pushing the mat away, a gentle micro bend in those elbows. Knees are bent, knees are below the hips, toes are curled. We're going to inhale here to prepare. And as we exhale, we're going to hover the knees above the floor so the shins are parallel with the mat. Good. Holding in that shin lift position. Nice flat back as though you could balance a tray on it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Okay, we're going to repeat that coming up into our hold. So we're breathing in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're lifting only so that your shins are parallel with the floor. You don't want the bum lifted up here. Broad shoulders, keep pushing the mat away. Holding strong in this position, lifting abdominal wall. Lift, lift, lift for 5, 4, 3, 2,
and 1. Great work. Okay, now we're going to move out into a plank from our shin lift position and then back in. Looks like this. We're coming out, 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 in, lower the knees. Okay, we're going to be repeating that sequence. Lift into your shin lift, walk back, walk in, tap the knees and lift. Out, out, in, tap and lift up. Good. Keeping those wrists directly below the shoulders. Good work. Building strength in that upper body. I know these are tough. 2 more sets. Out, out, in, and tap. Last one. Out, out, in, and hold for 5. Abs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees wide and push back into a child's pose. We're gonna finish off our upper body work with some child's pose push-ups because I really want us to get that sculpt in our triceps, that tone and definition. So we're going to come forward, lower the chest between the hands, push the mat away, and sink back into the child's pose. Come forward, elbows in super close toward the side of the body, push up through the heels of the hands, and give it all you've got. Really push up with power. Focusing on the backs of the arms, lifting your entire upper body up off the mat. Good. Forward, push up. You can move more slowly if you're just starting off and you can't do quite as many repetitions, or you can move slightly more quickly if you'd like to get a few more reps in. Just make sure you're moving with control. We're lowering the chest between the hands, pushing up through the heels of the hands. Those triceps are working really hard here. Good. We've got 4, 3. Really engage your core as you push up off the mat. Last 2. Give it all you've got. And final 1. And push up and away. Now I'd like you to reposition yourself so that your hands are further out in front and your hips are elevated so we can really stretch up out the shoulders in puppy pose. Moving into our cool down and stretch here. You should be feeling really proud of yourself at this point. You've made it through the hard stuff. Do not skip this cool down. It's so important for your recovery and to help you finish off feeling great. So stretch and lengthen through the spine, resting your forehead down on the mat. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you start to regulate your breathing pattern. Good. Now from here, we're going to come into an all-fours position. I'm going to reach my right arm up toward the ceiling and then thread it under the body, lowering down onto my right cheek. Really sinking into this stretch, this shoulder stretch. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now from here, back into our all fours, lift that left arm up and reach under, lowering onto the left cheek. Sinking into this stretch, leaning into that shoulder. Breathing deeply. Enjoying these nice deep restorative breaths for 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to lift back up into a plank. We're going to fold the right leg under the body, stretching the left leg out long behind. Good. We're going to fold forward, taking a few deep breaths from this position. Opening up in the hip area, stretching out the glutes. And if it feels comfortable for you, I want you to bend that left leg and just grab a hold of the top of the left foot and just pull it toward the bum with that left hand. That way you can really feel the stretch deepening in the hip flexor and the quad. If that's not available to you, that stretch, if you don't quite have the flexibility to do so, you can stay in your pigeon pose. You can stay folded over, or you can elevate up onto your palms. We're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the stretch. Come back into your plank. Fold your left leg under your body. Straighten that right leg out behind you. And just fold forward for a few breaths. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Think about this cool down as a reward for your body after all the hard work that you've just done. Good, and if you want to try picking up that back leg, pull the heel toward the bum and enjoy that stretch in the hip flexor and the quad. Good. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to release the leg, bring the legs forward, and from here we're going to lift up and stretch over, taking a hold of the calves, the ankles, or the feet, whatever you can reach, pulling yourself down into a nice deep back body stretch. Taking a few deep breaths here. Stretching the spine, stretching the backs of the legs. And last breath. And as we exhale, we're going to sweep the arms back, bend the knees, and extend the spine, bringing the gaze up, stretching the spine in the opposite way here, opening through the chest, breathing deeply for 3 and 2 and 1. You can cross your legs. And we're gonna lift our shoulders up by our ears, inhaling and exhaling to roll them down and back. Let's lift those shoulders and roll them down and back for 3 and 2 and final 1. Melting shoulders down and back, and we are done. I hope you enjoyed that workout. I hope you're feeling incredible after completing it. I know I am. You worked really hard. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next workout. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're looking for more workouts and more motivation throughout the week, I encourage you to become a Keel Pilates weekly member so that you can join me for live weekly workouts. Hope to see you there. Bye guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.